Hello everyone, Olga with you, and in this video I want to respond to three of the most popular thoughts of some kind of pro-Russian people, pro-Russian propaganda. You know, a couple of times when I try to answer to some kind of bad comments under my videos, many people telling me, don't pay attention to these guys, we know that Ukraine is a good country, we know that Ukrainians fighting for a good reason. But the problem is that some people may read the comments, they will find that I'm always avoiding answer such questions, and they may consider that maybe those guys who are writing such things, they are correct, and I just have nothing to answer. So let us hit the point. Ukraine is a new country which was created just in 1991 and it didn't exist before. First of all, you know what is interesting? If Ukraine was created just in 1991, how came it is a founder of United Nations which was created in 1945? And another funny thing, that Russia is not a creator. So actually the creator, the founder of United Nations from our regional side was Soviet Union, and Soviet Union by itself was having 15 republics. So it's Russia, Kazakhstan, Uzbekistan, Tajikistan and all other republics. They're all under the name of Soviet Union. So Soviet Union, it's not Russia, it's actually all the countries together. And separately, a founder was Ukraine and separately founder was Belarus. So if Ukraine was not a country at all, it was just some kind of part of the region or whatever, how you can imagine it could be presented as a founder in such international organization? It's like we would be signing some agreement nowadays with European Union and separately Pomeranian region of Germany will be as another founder, or for example some kind of French province will be as a founder, while France is not. France is part of European Union and they are signing some document, and partially some French province is also signing from their own part. You know, that would be very weird. That is a clear statement that Ukraine was a country even on that time. Anyway, let's not go so much deep into history because today's video is not about that, but I have another interesting point, that see how these people are thinking. Ukraine is a new country, it just created in 1991. Even if Ukraine would be created in 2021, what does it change if it will get created yesterday? How is it changing? In nowadays, in modern world, there is law. And if you are agreeing on something with all the countries and all the countries are signing some documents, or they are declaring that yes, we recognize the independence of this country with its borders, with its right to be independent and so on, doesn't matter where it was created, because it seems like the country which was created 100 years back, it has more rights nowadays than the country which was created 30 years back or 5 years back. What the difference? While you signed, while you recognized that this is a country, it is done. And such phrases just showing that these people, they don't understand what is respect of the law, they don't value any of their kind of like agreements, and they are just measuring based on, you know, who was first, who came first, who was having these lands before, and so on. This is not the way how modern world really needs to work. Another my favorite. Russia was ruling Ukrainian territory for a very long time, and Lviv was under authority of Poland. So actually we also have Bukovina region which was under power of Hungary for a long time, and these phrases usually these people are using like justification that Ukrainians are not a nation, you wasn't creating your country by yourself and so on. But you know, historically there are so much examples where one nation was developing under another authority in some periods of time, and also stating that Ukraine today need to give its territory to Russia because one time in the history Russia was already ruling those territories. Doesn't make any sense. Same like it doesn't make sense to say that Ukrainians are Russians or Russians and Ukrainians is the same just because they was growing up somehow under the same management. And really, let's go just for examples. You know, there was UK which was ruling India for something like 100 years. Does it make by any means Indians a British, does it make Indian culture? A British culture, does it make Indian language? A British language or whatever? Does it make them brothers even, you know? But yeah, I understand, because India and UK, it's very far. So once you have people for such far and such different race and so on, it's for sure much more complicated to talk about, yes, we are brothers, we are the same nation and so on. So, okay, let's go to another example. Ottoman Empire. Ottoman Empire was existing 600 years, and 600 years Ottoman Empire was ruling Arab region. And since ever there were no countries, Syria, Lebanon, Emirates or whatever, I don't know, it was all kind of like some regions, lands which didn't have specific borders. These borders were drawn by British at all in 20th century. So those countries never existed. It was one huge land called Ottoman Empire. Since Ottoman Empire fall in 20th century, those all Arab countries start becoming independent, and there is nowadays a lot of countries in Middle East which we know. Does it give right for us or anybody to say that Turkish and Arabs are the same people? Can today Turkey claim any land from Emirates? Can Turkey claim any land from Saudi Arabia or any oil part from Saudi Arabia, because they was ruling this country for 600 years, you know? It doesn't make sense, it doesn't seem logical, and this is not the case. So even because Russia was ruling Ukraine for some times, doesn't mean Ukraine do not exist as a nation. So what actually I want to say? I want to say that there was a nation, Ukrainians, and Ukrainians was always living on its own land. They was having their own nation. They was having their own traditions, culture, lifestyle, and so on. These people didn't come to anyone's land. They didn't grab anyone's land. These are the people who was always there, and just in 1991 they finally got chance to be totally independent and rule their nation by themselves. And the last one, I guess it's already so much everybody fed up to listen this phrase, but still this phrase is always there. Ukraine was bombing poor Donbas people for 8 years, and they was doing genocide, and this is why Russia is actually protecting these people and invading Ukraine. First of all, what is Donbas? Because many people, I'm sure, not able to understand what is all these names called. Donbas, this is industrial name, which means actually Donetsk basin of the coal, actually. It's kind of industrial name of the area. There is no specific name and no specific borders or what is exactly Donbas. It's same like you will say Grand Canyon, for example, or whatever it is. There is administrative areas, which is Donetsk region and Luhansk region. And those areas are partially occupied by Russians, partially, because I showed you that it was something like 30-40% of the Donetsk region was occupied, and you can say also something like 50% of Luhansk region occupied. And only these small territories, this is where Russians claim that Ukrainian nationalist, Ukrainian Kiev government is the one who is shooting these people, killing these people and making genocide because they speak Russian language and because they don't agree with the authority. But the interesting point that other part of Donetsk region, which is somehow the same Donbas people, and other part of Luhansk region, which is also the same Donbas people, are living still under Ukraine for the last 8 years, and they're not getting killed, they're not getting bombed. For some reason, the one who is getting bombed is only the one who is invaded by Russians. So if Ukraine targeting to do genocide for people who is living in Donetsk region, they would kill actually the one who is under them in the first place. It would be much easier to make it than the one which is under Russia. And this is one interesting fact. Which is Russian propaganda is not really able to answer why we are not killing the one who is living under our territory in Donetsk region. Second thing, how with continuous bombing and genocide for 8 years, you will go today to these occupied territories and you will find working cities, people are living, doing business, they have all kind of things, while Mariupol, which was under bad nationalistic government for all these 8 years, and just in 1 month of so-called liberation from Russia got totally smashed. This city doesn't have electricity, doesn't have water, doesn't have places to live, nothing is working. If you will go there, you will find that it's a kind of like after the end of the world, you know. All the houses destroyed, nothing is available there at all. So how, after 1 month of liberation, this city is not livable, and the city is 500,000 people, by the way, before they invade Ukraine. And how, after 8 years of genocide, you have all apartments safe, you have all houses safe, you have all people working and living fine, and they have no problem even with their life, if we was doing all this genocide. Okay guys, so that was top 3, the most popular phrases which I noticed. If you have more ideas, which phrases you would like me to discuss, or which statement you would like me to discuss, sure, you are most welcome to write it in the comments. I would be very happy to make another video and sharing my opinion and some historical facts about other statements as well. And thanks for watching this channel. Don't forget to subscribe to not miss new videos. Bye bye.